So I just wanted to cover a few little housekeeping issues before we get started with the material. This is a demonstration, so that really means you don't have the opportunity to practice right now. So I really encourage you to, well, actually, let me back up. To support you in remembering everything that we covered today, I will be sending you a packet that actually walks you through step by step everything we covered today. And if you've attended one of the previous webinars, you've already received it. It's a very comprehensive packet. It has a table of contents, and you basically go to any section and practice and learn any feature of the website of the Teacher Center. So I find it, hopefully you find it helpful so that you don't have to be furiously writing down notes today. You can just really kind of get a sense of how to do certain things, and then when you get the packet, you can walk yourself through at your own pace, because we all do have different learning styles, and I find with technology, everyone is at a different place. For some of you, I'll be going way too fast, and for others, I'll be going boringly slow, and then for others, hopefully I'll be going just right. But with technology, it's really one of those things where you have to go back and do it at your own pace. So, and I will also show there are other places that you can get support other than my packet. I am also recording this session, so you can request a recording from me if you'd like to just see it again. The nice thing about a recording is then you can pause and play with things and features and then keep going with the recording. All right, so that being said, I have everyone muted, and there is a little hand feature on your screen, so if you have a question, you can raise your hand. And I won't answer immediately when I see your hand. I will wait till there's a good stopping point, and then I will see if anyone has questions. So please feel free to ask questions if you need help with something. We will be rolling out a series of trainings. We've already done some already, and you'll be seeing more in the future, just covering different topics. This Teacher Center and the Student Center, they're very, there are many levels to it. It is a process of learning, and that because when you have cutting edge technology that offers you many features, that's a great thing, but it does mean that you need time to learn it. So we will be continuing with different trainings. And if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to see in future trainings, you're welcome to email me so that we can kind of tailor the webinars to meet your needs. All right, so I guess that's pretty much all I needed to cover for kind of housekeeping items. So we're going to get started. And what we're going to be doing today, the topic of today is, in general, managing your calendar, how to manage your instruction, managing your assignments. How do you give students assignments? And then customizing lesson presentations, time permitting. So I kind of have a more broken down menu here. I am going to just review the Teacher Center menu just to get everybody oriented. We'll look at the Professional Development tab because there's a lot of great resources there. We'll look at the lesson plans, how to modify plans in your calendar, how to assign resources to your students, how to add personal resources, things that you have from your computer that you want to upload into the Teacher Center, and then time permitting, how to customize lesson presentations. The packet I send you includes information on our tech department, so a phone number and an email, and it's also in the email I'll send you, so that if you do need help, you can always email or call our tech department, and they can walk you through anything you're having a question about. All right, so actually for this presentation, I'm just going to go right to the website, so I'm going to get out of there, and here I am in ConnectEd. And I do want to just say again, and I said this in the previous sessions, I really do recommend that you continue to monitor your minimum system requirements. You can click here, and it will tell you what you need for a PC or a Mac. And because, I find anyway that we really live in a world of technology now where you get updates all the time, and technology is constantly changing. Browsers are getting updated, plugins are getting updated, drivers are getting updated. What are all these things? These are just things that make sure that the machine is running properly. Just like you have to take your car to the mechanic to keep it running well, your computer needs to stay updated so that things run well. So just a reminder, one of the things you might find if you're ever struggling with things is it just might be a matter of updating. And that's where our tech department can also help troubleshoot if that's something that's going on. All right, so we're in Connect Ed, and we're going to go into the Teacher Center. So I'm going to enter in my username and password. I did some sessions on how to register, so if you missed those sessions and you're still wondering how to do that, we will be doing a review in some sessions in December. So we log in, and I'm going to go down to my Wonders, and I'm going to be showing you 3rd grade, the Teacher Center in 3rd grade. All right, so a couple of things. If you get this Getting Started box and you don't want to keep seeing it, you can just click Don't Show This Video Again. It is kind of a nice orientation to the website. All right, so just as a refresher, the tabs across the top are how you navigate to get to certain sections of the website. And these icons down here are the same. Plan is plan, teach is teach, manage and assign is manage and assign, etc. The only difference is down at the bottom there's Writer's Workspace. That's not a link across the top. So that's an additional place where students can do essay writing and get support for the writing instruction. So just to review, the home page is really where you're going to launch anything. Planning is where you do customized planning, electronic planning. Teach is where you're going to find all your instruction from your Teacher's Edition. Manage and assign is where you manage your student lists, your passwords, and give students assignments. Assess, which we're going to cover at this point later on in future trainings, we will. That's where you can access all your print assessments if you just want to print them out, or if you want to customize and assign students assessments online. Collaborate is if you want to have collaborations like messaging going on between you and your students generally around inquiry topics that you're doing from Wonders. School to Home Connection are your newsletters home. Resources is your resource library for accessing everything within Wonders digitally. And then Professional Development, which I'm going to click on. Just as a reminder, there are a lot of great resources to support you with Wonders, not just the technology, but with your instruction. There are video clips, and they're short, 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time, so that they're manageable to actually incorporate maybe into your planning time. There are videos about the research behind Wonders. There's support for instructional routines, understanding the Common Core standards. I think my favorites, they're very practical, are the model lessons, because you can watch teachers teaching lessons around Wonders, but also teaching the shifts that we're seeing in the Common Core. So, if you want to see video clips about how to do collaborative conversations, or you want to see what does accessing complex text look like in the classroom, or what does close reading look like in the classroom. Maybe you're doing planning, you're trying to figure out your lessons for the week, you can come in and watch some of these and get some ideas. I've actually gotten some really good ideas from watching these. And then, of course, because we're talking about technology today, the tech how-tos are a really nice support feature. Notice that these tabs along here match the tabs across the top. So let's say you want to figure out how to do the assignments, how to give your students assignments. You saw my webinar, but you need to kind of go through it again. There are little video clips about how to do this. Same thing with, how do I do my electronic planning and so forth. So between the webinar today and the packet I'm going to send you with step-by-step instruction and visuals to go with it, and these tech how-tos, and our tech department email and phone number, hopefully you'll feel supported to really get what you need to feel comfortable with the website. But so there are really a variety of resources for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So one thing I just want to mention, and if you've been on the website at all, you've probably noticed it right off the bat, that there's a launch presentation on the screen. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to mention is when you come in, you want to look at what unit you're on and what week you're on. Okay. Now, when you first register for the Wonders website, it's going to ask you to set your calendar. And if you did that, that's where this is calculating from. So if you set your calendar to start on August 31st, then you'd probably be in around Unit 3 now or something like that. I'm in Unit 6 because I set my calendar back months ago. So the only reason I'm mentioning it is because, you know, sometimes maybe you're not following exactly every week day by day. Maybe you're behind a week or two. You can always just select the unit you want and the week you want. So you need to be aware when you come in, is the website defaulting to where I need it to be? And it's very easy to change. Now, you'll also notice that it defaults to certain days of the week. So you want to make sure if you are following the days of instruction in your Teacher's Edition and you're looking for something, a resource or instruction, that you're actually on the day that your Teacher's Edition indicates. Otherwise, you can kind of look around, but it is organized by unit, week, and day of the week. Okay. Now, the first thing you really should just check real quickly when you come in. The next thing you'll notice is that if you're on the right unit and the right week and the day that you want, once you've done that, you can launch the presentation and you have all the resources you need to do any teaching and modeling for the week. And this opens up on a specific, this is your read aloud for the week, but you click on the little dock here and then you can slide through and see all the resources. If you haven't checked out the lesson presentation, I highly recommend it. You know, you can show the weekly opener and do your collaborative conversation. You can open the graphic organizer to help students get ideas for how to, you know, what should they be talking about in their collaborative conversation. You can write on them. These save. If you click on it, it actually saves in the corner down here, and so you can always bring it back up and it saves the work. But, you know, you can show your weekly opener video from here, and you can go into any of the reading materials. So your reading writing workshop book is in here, the story of the week, your leveled readers are in here, your literature anthology, your vocabulary, and so forth. And I mention this in every single webinar because to me, this is the easiest place to get started without having to really know the website well. And you can start teaching and modeling using resources right away. So with that being said, if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you. So just imagine you type in your username and password and this is what you see. All you need to do is make sure you're on the unit and week that you want and the day you want and open it up. If you're connected to a projector and you've got a wall or a screen or a smartboard, you can start using digital resources. Do you have to use them all? Of course not. But you can easily try out a couple. If you're not a real big tech user, you can just start with a couple things. If you're a real big tech fan, you can use as many as you want. But like I said, the website really is about peeling back the layers. You know, get to a certain comfort level, try some things. Once you're comfortable, go a little deeper. Once you're comfortable, go a little deeper. So I really suggest that you start here with the launch presentation. All right, so I brought that up first because I'm going to be referring to it as we talk about other things. So I want to just everybody to know that that it's there. Now I'm just going to stop for a minute and make sure before I jump into how to access your lessons. If anybody has any questions about what I've said so far about the presentation or the dates or even just getting into the website, you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you if you have a question. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to move forward. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about in regards to lesson planning is you can access all your lesson plans that are found in your print teacher's edition. They're exactly the same, but when you access them digitally, there are some additional features they'll link you to other digital tools. So you can access your lesson plans right from the home page. Again, you just need to make sure that you're on the unit and the week that you want and the day that you want. Now, you'll see that the whole group instruction is listed. The small group differentiated instruction is listed, and as I scroll down, it's for all my different levels, and then I have my whole group instruction. So in primary, it's labeled a little bit differently, but the bottom line is on this home page, you're going to see your lessons referenced. Now, these headings, introduce the concept, listening comprehension, vocabulary, those are the exact same headings that are in your print teacher's edition in blue at the top of each page. So, you know, the first thing you do every week in the print teacher's edition is you introduce the concept. The next thing you always do, you know, time permitting, is listening comprehension. Then we move to vocabulary. Then there's the shared read using the reading writing workshop book. So these are organized by the section that you're finding in your teacher's edition. So, and then same thing with the small group, and same thing with the whole group. So when you want to see a specific lesson, let's say you want to do that listening comprehension lesson and you want to see the instruction online, you click on it and it's going to pull it up. Now notice that it automatically bumped me over to the teach section because that's where I actually am now. I'm teaching, I'm using the instruction. I could go there directly from the home page, but it's really easy because it's right on the home page. It'll directly take you to where you want to go. So let's look at the features on this page. So this is my listening comprehension lesson. The first thing I'm just going to say right off the bat is I would let the time clocks go a little bit. Like I wouldn't get too caught up in what the time clocks say. I think general consensus is people feel that they need more time, and that's okay. I might use it like a ballpark. You know, this says 10 minutes. Well, if it took you an hour, that's probably too long. But if it took you 20 minutes, even more, you know, you're the professional. You are gauging your instruction based on what your students' needs are. So I wouldn't get too worried about the time clocks. Now, the thing here is you're going to see lesson resources. Now, here's what's in your presentation, and this is why I showed you the lesson presentation first. That lesson presentation that I opened up from the home page, it has resources for the whole week, for every different lesson. So this right here is going to tell you what is in the presentation that is specific for this particular lesson. So because it's a listening comprehension lesson, there's the story that I could show the pictures for. There's a graphic organizer to help the kids organize information, and there's a think aloud cloud, which is essentially a sentence frame to help prompt them to talk about the comprehension strategy. Okay, so anytime a resource on this website is in the presentation, you'll know it because it says in presentation. There's a little screen. Now, if I scroll over, it's going to then show you, well, what classroom materials do I have? Maybe it's a worksheet or things that the kids might use. So this is not in the presentation. It's just an additional material if you want it. Now, as I scroll down, this is my instruction. This is exactly what is in your teacher's edition. Okay, so it's not anything different. The only difference is it's going to show you the resources that are available digitally. Actually, in your print teacher's edition, it also tells you what resources are available digitally. The benefit of using this planner online is that you can just click on the resource and it'll come right up. Now on the side, your standards are listed, your objectives. A really nice feature is that it actually attaches one of the professional development videos for the lesson. So if you need support right then and there when you're doing your planning, you can pull up the little short video clip. You can also take notes. A way to take notes is you go up right to the top and you go to add a note. So let's say you want to just remind yourself, you know, this lesson took 20 minutes. You know, or I really liked doing whatever it is you want to remind yourself about. And I added the note from up here, but it shows up down here. And you can have as many as you want. You can edit them and you can delete them. You can also print out your lesson if you want to. So it'll come up in a document. So if for any reason you need it, it's also in your teacher's edition, but it's pulling up. I wanted to give you a preview of it, but it's taken a little time to load. Yeah, so that prints out just that particular lesson. Okay. All right, so looking back at the lesson, oops, I need to get back here. Okay, there we are. Oops, I went to clicked a few too many times. So I go. So actually, it's a good time to recap. So I've told you a few steps. So let me just briefly review. Okay, you're on the home page. When you want to go to your instruction, you could go directly to teach, but there's no reason to. You can go exactly to the part of the lesson you want to see. If you want to just start at the very beginning, you can just click on the blue one, and it'll take you to the beginning. But if you want to go to a specific section, you can. So you just click on it. I'll do a different one so you can see a different one. You click on it. It's going to tell you the topic that matches your blue heading in your Parent Teachers Edition. It's going to show you what's in the presentation and any classroom materials. Like there's a lot of practice pages for the vocabulary lesson, and there's games that you can project and practice whole group, or the kids can do them from the Student Center. And then all your lesson is below. And then you have all these additional little informational buttons on the side, standards, there's videos you can watch, and you can take notes, and you can print. Okay. Are there any questions about the daily lesson plans? Okay, I don't see questions. Okay,